Good evening. Welcome to ThaiPBS English News Service. I'm Subhajon Klinswan. The mayor of Songkhla municipality has been shot dead after meeting with southern non-governmental organizations to discuss radioactive material storage safety. Police suggest local politics was behind the killing. Pirat Tantiserani, mayor of Songkhla municipality, was shot dead last night after a meeting with southern non-governmental organizations to discuss radioactive material storage safety. The 54-year-old mayor was shot with assault rifles as he was about to get into his van. Police found at least 50 spent machine gun shells at the scene. Witnesses told police that at least 3 gunmen used M16 and carbine rifles to shoot Pirat. They then sped off in a Toyota Vigo pickup truck, which was believed to have been used in the election campaign of the current head of Songkhla Provincial Administration, Utit Chushui. Police found that pickup truck near a local radio station belonging to Utit's brother. Utit, the former mayor, as well as other local politicians, are adversaries of the late mayor, who was investigating many allegedly corrupt projects launched by his predecessors. He had also caused friction by sacking some local staff who were not supporting his investigation. Police said, however, they have not yet confirmed the motive for the shooting and whether it is related to the latest discovery of radioactive materials in Songkhla province or not. Police are waiting for hard evidence and core witness before pointing any fingers or arresting anyone. While on matters related to the storage of radioactive materials, the Science and Technology Minister, Warawat Pinyakun, told the media yesterday that there was nothing to fear following the latest discovery of a warehouse in residential area in Songkhla's Mueang district containing radioactive substances. The warehouse belongs to Schlumberger Overseas SA, an oil exploration support service company. The minister said officials from the Office of Atoms for Peace, or OAP, had inspected the warehouse and found no sign of any radioactive leaks, asking the public not to panic and claiming the amount of radioactive material is quite small and is no different from that used in general hospitals. Songsak Thongchai, a member of the OAP subcommittee that grants licenses for the handling of radioactive material, confirmed his team had conducted a thorough inspection of the warehouse and found that storage measures taken by the company complied with the safety standards. Opposition MPs are planning to launch a motion of no confidence against the Prime Minister and 2 other ministers. However, there was no sign of the Phumchai Thai party, part of the opposition grouping, even though they were a coalition member of the last Democrat-led government. 157 opposition MPs from the Democrat and Rak Pratet Thai parties are accusing Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra, Police Lieutenant General Shat Guladilok, and Air Chief Marshal Sukampon Suwanatat of acts of corruption. Air Chief Marshal Sukampon is the Minister of Defense, while Police Lieutenant General Shat is accused of corruption in both his current position as Deputy Interior Minister and as a former Deputy Transport Minister. However, the Phumchai Thai Party MPs, part of the opposition in Parliament, did not endorse the other 2 parties' impeachment request submitted to the House Speaker. This is despite the fact that they were a coalition member of the Apisit Wechachiwa government. Most Phumchai Thai Party MPs were former Palang Prachachon Party members, the very party which replaced Thaksin Shinawat's Thai Rak Thai Party when it became defunct. Analysts are saying there is a possibility that some members of the Phumchai Thai, if not the entire party, might hop on the government wagon. Meanwhile, the Phakhi Kreakhai Ongkar Pitak Siam, or the Siam Protection Movement, is setting up a second anti-government rally on November the 24th and 25th, with its leader making a rather ambiguous promise, saying that if there is no political change in their second attempt, the movement will disperse. The Bangkok Metropolitan Administration, or BMA, has insisted on sending all documents regarding the construction of the Bangkok Futsal Arena to FIFA. The Engineering Institute of Thailand, or EIT, however, has denied a report that the EIT actually issued a safety certificate for the Bangkok Arena without the authority to do so. The Futsal Arena saga was then raised in Parliament. It is said that the construction was delayed due to the budget and safety concerns. The change of government in July 2011 translated into a cut in the construction budget from 1.6 billion to 1.2 billion baht. Financing was delayed until the city administration finally provided additional funding. However, Bangkok Governor Sukhumhan Boripat said that the arena was not initially included in FIFA's venues for hosting matches. City Hall is considering suing FIFA over its decision to not use the Bangkok futsal arena. Bangkok Governor added that a 16-day delay was more or less normal. As the BMA said they had submitted a copy of a safety verification certificate issued by the EIT as proof to FIFA that the facility met safety standards, the EIT claimed that they just gave some advice to the construction team, but they did not issue any safety certificates to the BMA. Meanwhile, this issue has become political since the FIFA's Bangkok futsal arena rejection was brought up in Parliament today, questioning whether the incident will downgrade the kingdom's credibility regarding its capability to stage the next world-class event or not. Chumpon Silapa Asha, Minister of Tourism and Sports, admitted the damage to the country's reputation, but said it would not affect our country's credibility. The Pheu Thai party may petition the National Anti-Corruption Commission and the Anti-Money Laundering Office to look into the construction budget, contracts and delays. However, the futsal fiasco is a lesson for Thailand, the minister said. Thailand still plans to be one of the contenders to host an international competition like the Asian Games. And China's ruling Communist Party opened a congress today to usher in a new group of younger leaders faced with the challenging task of writing a flagging economy and meeting public calls for better government.
The week-long Congress starts a carefully choreographed but still fraught power transfer, in which President Hu Jintao and most of the senior leadership will begin to relinquish office to a new slate of leaders for the coming decade, headed by the appointed heir, Vice President Xi Jinping. Delegates filed into Beijing's Great Hall of the People, a massive room festooned with red banners, and the Congress was declared open after the national anthem was played. The 2,268 delegates are drawn from the 82 million member party, where the real deal-making is done by a few dozen power brokers behind the scenes, even as China is ever more connected to the world through trade and the internet. Speaking at the opening of the Congress on Thursday, Hu praised China's development. Coming so soon after President Barack Obama's re-election in the United States, the Congress has drawn unfavorable comparisons from politically minded Chinese who have bemoaned how little direct influence they have in choosing their leaders. At the same time, the government has to contend with the public's continued expectations of higher living standards and for less corruption and greater accountability, if not outright democracy. In his opening address, China's President Hu Jintao did call for sterner measures to combat official corruption that stoked public anger, while urging the Communist Party to maintain firm political control. Whether the new leaders want to move China in a new direction is not known. Xi and other top candidates for the new leadership have forged their careers as capable administrators in provinces and bureaucracies, not as policy trailblazers. Should ambitious change be on their agenda, they will have to confront vested interests within their ranks, cosseted state industries, and conservative officials grown prosperous and powerful under the current system. Hugh Adams, ThaiPBS.
Thank you, Hugh. And political power transition in China will help boost its economic growth. Dr. Runtip Chonapalai talked to China expert Associate Professor Sompop Manarangsan, president of the Panyapiwat Institute of Management, who said that China is likely to become the world's largest economy with a decade, though developing its export market to the U.S. will be tough.
As you can see that now USA going to change the economic policy. They plan to double the export. That means that China going to get a tougher competition from USA itself. And at the same time, in the financial sector, I think both of them are going to compete in the financial market, both in the capital market and the money market more fiercely and strongly from now on. And for the non-economic factor, like the security factor, both of them going to compete in the foreign policy, particularly here in Asia, going to be one of the forefront area for both countries to coming to compete.
But then U.S., China, and ASEAN, and also Thailand. I mean, would you see that what kind of relationship would it be in the future?
I see that Thailand had a good relationship of both countries. So how could we rebalance ourselves to deal with both superpower? That is one of the very crucial policy for the government to deal with politically, economically, and socially.
And moving to the States, following the election, Tammy Duckworth, a Thai-American war veteran to the U.S. Congress, Thai academics are suggesting the government here should make best use of her connections. Associate Professor Panithan Wattanayakon of Chulalongkorn University's Faculty of Political Science says the newly elected mixed-race congresswoman should be a key channel for the Thai government to lobby over U.S. policies that affect. Lobbying is legal in America. Democrat Tammy Duckworth is a Bangkok-born Iraq war veteran. While serving in Iraq in 2004 as a commissioned officer and pilot, she lost both legs and an arm in a rocket-propelled grenade attack. In 2008, she was Assistant Secretary of the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs during President Obama's first term. The newly elected member of Congress from Illinois admits politics in the U.S. is not a walk in the park.
I think we have some real problems in this nation right now, and we need people who are willing to compromise and work with one another to find the practical solutions. And I think we have an opportunity to do that in this nation and in Congress next year.
Thailand's Department of Medical Sciences, or DMSC, has been laboratory testing random samples of Korean instant noodles, which are widely available in supermarkets and convenience stores here in Thailand, following reports that a brand of South Korean instant noodles were recalled by Korea's Food and Drug Administration after being found to contain the cancer-causing substance benzopyrene. Previously, officials in both Taiwan and Korea confirmed that the instant noodles did not contain the chemical. Consumers raised concerns over imported Korean instant noodles. It became known that the FDA had been laboratory testing random samples of 5 brands of imported nongshim. They were reported to containing traces of benzopyrene, a cancer-causing substance. However, the DMSC said this substance is polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbon, which is normally to be found in overcooked charcoal barbecued beef or during the process of deep frying, grilling, or smoking. The DMSC added that in the case of the instant noodles, the traces of benzopyrene were found in the seasoning packets, but not enough to be harmful to consumers unless they have been accumulating in the body over a prolonged period. The DMSC advised consumers not to panic and suggested that people should ensure that they eat a balanced diet. The director of the Thai Rice Mills Association says that Thai rice production may gradually decline. If the government does not support rice planting, it may affect Thailand's food security in the future. Meanwhile, rice exporters need to change to mainly export hom mali and increase the quality of the rice. Gopsuk Iamsuri, director of the Thai Rice Mills Association, said at the Thailand's Rice Policy Reformation Seminar that Thai rice production is likely to gradually decline. After the huge flooding last year, a number of farmers stopped growing rice and switched to sugarcane and rubber trees due to the lower cost and the similar selling price to rice. She also said that compared to other countries in Southeast Asia, Thai rice's average per rai is lower than Vietnam, Indonesia, and Malaysia, but similar to Myanmar and Cambodia. She urged the government to deal with the issue, otherwise Thailand might soon face food shortages. Thai rice production cost is getting higher, which makes it difficult to compete with other rice-producing nations. The rice exporters should focus more on producing high-quality rice, jasmine rice, which is still in demand by the market. It's thought that Thai rice exports for this year will decline to 6.5 million tons. And that pretty much wraps up ThaiPBS English News Service. I'm Suwajun Glin Swan. We'll see you again tomorrow night. Sawasdee krap.